I hope you're doing well wherever you are on our beloved world. Welcome to my channel on 3D topics. In this case, among the applications that I use several of them. My 3D application I'm using today is Freecad. Now I'm going to discuss something in Freecad that's been perplexing me. On my Windows computer, it works fine. On my Linux computer, I don't see it. I'm talking about the grid. So let's jump right in, and I'm going to show you how to make the grid come back. And I'm going to do something different from the videos that I've been watching on how to get the grid. What does those numbers mean? So let's start. I do this. Let's go to part design. Our favorite thing. Let me create a body. Create a sketch. Let me choose XYZ axis, the favorite one. As you see right here for my windows, it will let me see the grid. Grid grind, show grid, grid snap. I can't do that from here. I may get into it later how to get this the sketcher grid up. I did type that in. When I was on my search, I wanted to get the sketcher grid up, but it just showed me how to do the grid in general. So I'm gonna go over that and what it means. And I discovered some safe ways of doing it too, some quick ways. So let me put a quick sketch up here, a hexagon, different shape other than that cube that we always have to use. Little hexagon, do that, pad it, and that's not the main topic. See, even on this screen right here, then you see the grid is gone because I left sketcher. But you may want to have the grid on the part design or part or wherever you at. So we're going to learn how to do that. What I learned, step one is to go up here to part draft. I have to click OK over here too. So sorry about that. But we see the grid showed up. That's step one. Graph. Now, the part that those videos didn't go over, let me put it back on top view. Is what in the world? Oh, I know what it means. When they say 10 millimeters, that means this whole little section right here, from what I can see or know about graph and maps, this whole section theoretically should be 10 centimeters. That's okay. 10 centimeters. Or 1 centimeter. That's fine. That's good. That's good. I can live with that. So it's almost like the ruler already. Yeah, it's a centimeter. Yeah, it's just like our ruler. So let me erase this and go into some other stuff about what this stuff means. Alright, now, this is what I learned earlier. We saw how to get the graph to come up. All I had to do was go to drafting and it appear. And I learned why you have to be in draft for this to work. In draft mode. Now to make it disappear again, it's a special little icon. All of our computers may have different layouts. For me, I have to click on this this right button right here. And I have to look for this little gate. You see the little white gate? It's called the name. Oh, draft grid. Toggle draft grid. That's it. I click it. The grid is gone, which you may want. I click it again and it's back. Okay. Now, if you want to make changes to your this grid, just like we could do in Sketcher to a point, you have to go to Edit, Preferences, come all the way down where it say Draft. Then you have to go to where it say Grid, up at the top right here, where it said Grid and Snapping. We have to choose that. So let's choose that. Grid and Snapping. I choose that. And we see right here, we got a number of buttons. Number one is called Main Lines Every. When I watched the other videos, they didn't explain this stuff to me. They just showed me how to do it, but they didn't explain it. I'm gonna try to explain it. Grid spacing, that's number 2. Grid size is 3. And I can ignore grid color and transparency. You can deal with that. So those 3 things I'm gonna try to explain. Cause this, now don't put me on a cross. Don't crucify me. This is my first day learning about this. My first day. So I'm gonna see what I can do. I've been checking it out. So right now, I better write this up in the corner for myself so I don't forget. Our numbers was 10, 1, and 100 lines. Grid size. Now, the grid, well, let me just get right into it, because I ain't even going to touch the numbers. I'm just going to get right to it. Grid spacing. Let's see what's that dealing with. Grid spacing and grid size. Grid spacing. Let's count these. I'm going to zoom in some more. I want to count these right here. Line 1, line 2, line 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That's the important part right there. So let's go back to it. Let's go back, edit, preferences. Go to draft, grid spacing and snapping. So we know that main lines, every line is 10. I'm going to change it to 5 to verify that. Let me make it to 5. Okay. Now here's, you see right here, people? When you choose it, it does not update. The videos, they showed me how to update it, but you have to, they said go up here and choose different modes and all that stuff. But that don't seem too logical to me. I discovered an easy way how to get it to update, and it seems completely logical. We have to go back to that toggle, the grid toggle thing. Let me click over here. The little gate, white gate, toggle, draft, grid. I turn it off, I turn it back on. Turn it off, turn it on. Let me see, I don't like it's no 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, see, actually, I'm learning about it today. So, grid snapping. Oh, it's still stuck on 10. Let me see, can I choose the option to save it? 3, 4, 5. I don't have no button down here that's telling me to save it or not. Oh, it is. I'm sorry. Because I got this little, this thing on so I can write on the screen. You see this? Right here, I got this stuff so I can write on the screen, so that was blocking it. I'm going to apply that. Hit OK. Now, let me go back to right here. Toggle it off, toggle it on. And we see it's 5. So, from here to here, if I'm looking at my graph, it's going to be 5 centimeters for all of them. 5 centimeters between here. So that's what that one did. That's what that did. Let me go back and see what that was again. Turn it off. Edit. Preferences. Keep going down the draft. And that was main line spacing. And I want to go back there. I want to check something out real quick. Main line spacing. So it should be like 5 lines here. So the main line spacing is basically dealing with how many lines there. If it say 5 here, if it say 5 here, 5 here, there better be 5 lines here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's helpful. So line spacing is what will appear on that screen. And we can go back and verify it if we want. Edit mode, preferences, draft, grid snapping. I'm going to change it back to I'll put it back to 10. Keep it simple. I have to move this out the way so I can see it. Oh, I can hit right here. Yeah, I can do that. Apply. Okay. As I said, there's no live update. You have to click on that toggle grid thing again and again. But it's simple. It's better than guessing which mode to choose. Off, on, now it's back to 10. So we got that out the way. So let's go down to the next button if we can. Edit, preferences. Go down here to drafting. Green, because I just want to go over because they didn't explain these buttons to me. So we did the main lines and we saw that. Grid spacing. I want to change it to 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Apply. Okay. Let's take a good look at it right how it looks now. That. Let's toggle it off. Oh, see, and that's what it does. Grid spacing. It basically makes it larger. Now, from here to here is 50 millimeters. If I go to my drawing up there, it will be 50 millimeters from one line to the next. I don't think we would use that much. I think the best one was that 10, 1, 10. That's the main one that we'll probably all be using. But I just want to go over it anyway. And there's probably still 10 lines here. Still 10 lines. Let me check. Still 10 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's still 10 lines. So let me go back. I'm going to go back and take a look at something so I can try to make sense of this. Edit, preferences, click down here on draft, go ahead to grid and snapping. So the grid spacing, you can basically say it's expanding the grid almost. Oh, it's a multiple. Yeah, it's a multiple. 5, here's the multiple. 10 times 5 equals 50. So grid size, grid spacing size is like a you multiplying machine main lines times the grid spacing. It's like a multiple. You can basically say that it make the grid larger. The measurements, it expands the measurements even more. So that's something to learn right there. So keep that in mind when you're dealing with this. So what I want to do next, let's see. I got that at 10. I'll put it back to 1 so I can make it easy for myself and see what I'm doing. Grid lines, grid size, 100. So yeah, I have everything back to its default mode. Come up here, I know what that means. Turn it back on. I want to check something out. I just want to count these black lines right here and see how many there are. 1, the dark lines. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And since I put it back, it didn't go. Oh, I didn't. I'm sorry. I keep letting this thing get in my way. I have to go back and update the screen. I'm sorry. I don't think I saved it. Preferences. Draft mode. I don't think I saved it. Hit that. Grid snapping. Says yeah. See, I didn't save it. Hit 1. 100. Apply and OK. Now if I come back, this, okay, I typed on those default numbers again. Oh, there it is right there. Yeah, so it's back to where it was. And it's still, let me count those lines again. Let me erase this. Sorry for that, people, but it's what it is when you're learning something. Especially when it's technical. Technical things. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's what that 100 in. It's basically how many lines you want. 100 lines. I should go back and do it myself too. I'm gonna make it 200. It might be very tiny then. So let me take this off. Go up here to edit. Yeah. Edit preferences. Go down here to add. Choose grid and snapping. Let me erase this stuff right here that I don't need no more. Alright, so let's say 100 right here. I'm gonna make it 200. Maybe even 3. I'll make it 300. 300. Make sure I save it. Apply. Okay. Now let's see what happens now. Is that on? Yes. I don't even have to do no math now. I know it. Yeah. Since I save it by, what number did I put in here? I gotta see. Let me see. 300. That may be 30 lines here. That may be 30. 1, 2. It may be 30 of them. So it's 300 lines, but it still say 10 meters. 10 meters. I'm sorry, 10 millimeters. And it looked like it's still 10 little lines here. It's still like it's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it didn't give you no more precise measurements in here. It didn't change that. I thought it would. I thought it was gonna make it. I thought it was gonna put like 30 little lines in here. That's what I thought, but it didn't. It's still so. From my point of view, it don't make no deal. It doesn't matter if I make, unless I have a large drawing. See, let me see. I want to see how large the graph look. Yes, the graphic's a lot. Well, it's like the same to me. It looks more detailed though. But I guess to me 100 good enough. But it depends. So let's put it back to 100. Let's see how that looks. Now what is this? Draft. Grid snapping. I'll put it back to 100. Let me see if that changed the graph any. Draw that in. Hit apply. Hit OK. Let's take a good look at it. I'm going to leave it right here like the screen, just like this, and see if the screen change any. Right there. I want to see if the graph gets smaller or larger. Well, probably smaller. Turn it off. Yes, it got immensely smaller since it's 100. So when we change those grid lines, it doesn't do it for measurement. It just makes the graph bigger. Thank you for stopping by, good people, to see what adding grid lines is. And the most important thing that those videos didn't teach me earlier, and I don't even want to give you an idea, because I said this is my first day doing it. Just an idea of what those numbers mean. If you like the video, you can give me a like. If you want to give a comment, give a comment. If I made a mistake, please let me know. But I said this is my first day, so like I said in the beginning, please don't crucify me. Till the next time, good people, peace.